sure that's all. No. Right. You take, see that wee hole here in your tape up there?
Yeah.
In the red hole?
Yeah.
You put in 2 or 3 wee drops, just 2 or 3 wee drops, just a couple, right? In that hole there, right?
Right.
Plain fluid into the hole, then you insert insert the cleaner into your VCR. That is, so put it into your VCR,
Yeah.
right? Now, when you put it in your VCR, press play to start cleansing, but I only let it go for about 10 to 15 seconds. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, big stop.
Right.
That's how you do it for, right?
Right.
Then you allow 5 minutes before you start to try and use your VCR to allow the cleansing to make sure it's a. So what you do now,
Yeah.
leave it in there, just a wee drop,
Are we trying to do?
and it was like this, a bachelor's flat he was in, right?
Really?
And a wee bachelor's flat. The guy was a postman, that's what he was. And he did what you did, he liked his records and his tapes and everything. And you know, his house was immaculate, everything was dead neat. Everything, and a bachelor. And I thought, man, this guy's got it right. Everything was in drafty condition. You're going to give me the fluid, really
I don't want to be.
No, give me a spoon of stirrers. Get a spoon, there was a spoon. So I gave us a stir. Paul, if you're not going to, where's the spoons? Look at a teaspoon.
Top notch.
Well, look at a spoon right here. Right, take this now. You can add some sugar to it, but it's no sweet enough for yourself.
That's fine.
Right, you get that down here and take your time. You sit down and get it done. And, oh,
She was saying about this guy,
oh, no, this was a wee house, a bachelor's flat, lovely. No bigger, no, a kitchen no much bigger than this. But, Paul, I tell you, the guy just said that nothing was out of place. And like you, he had always nice videos in the right place, and everything was neat in his place. I thought to myself, you know what, I just walked in and I said, this guy lives himself, look at him. But nothing was shambles. Everything was all just right, perfect, you know. Oh, I'll get you clever one of these days, I'll get you, like my grandson.
I love you,
I know that, I'm trying my hardest to help you, Paul. I'm trying to help my grandson, I know what he is. Now, don't forget, this first thing you want, there must be a pen by a sign that would never be done. And it was your granny that got a box and started got his stuff and put it in, because he had nothing. And keep yourself warm, do it like this, because you need a light in the hall. Where's the switch for light in the hall? Is that it? What is this, Paul? Where's the switch? Is this a light switches here? Is it just in? Press it in. How does it work? What is that for? How does that work?
I don't know.
What are these switches goes on here in the wall?
It's lights.
How do you put that light out there?
Okay, it turns it itself.
Well, I was going to also save you electricity. And let that. Well, I was going to also save you electricity. And let that. Shut your doors, let that create heat in your place.
Aye.
And then your room will become comfortable. And then when you're, because we've got the cold, you don't want to let yourself sit about. Then, press it in. How does it work? What is that for? How does that work?
I don't know.
What are these switches goes on here in the wall?
It's lights.
How do you put that light out there?
Okay, it turns it itself.
Well, I was going to also save you electricity. And let that. Well, I was going to also save you electricity. And let that. shut your doors, let that create heat in your place.
Aye.
And then your room will become comfortable. And then when because we've got the cold, you don't want to let yourself sit about, you know.
I just want to go back up the road with you.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, it's just, there's the right way, there's probably the right way and the wrong way to put this thing in. And this is the tongue. And there we go. Ah, come on, clip right. Yeah. Let's see if it's not. No, it got worse and worse and worse. Listen, how about this? Try that later on, it's got worse and worse. I will go ahead at night, and I don't lose it. Listen, you need that for your kind of clicks that. See that pins clip, this is not good.
Ain't it?
Tell you what, that's it, you're good, somewhere safe. That's your head cleaner. Now take it down, sit, you took by you.
Aye.
We're going to buy a cup of some tea. Would you like some tea? When we get out, you want to go and take it down to McDonald's.
Get up there.
Well, it's something to feed you. Come on, that's how I feed you. You can try your tape now and see what works.
Try, see what works.
I put a tape on. Got a tape to put in?
That's what now.
Aye, okay, that's it.
Brian Chadwick.
What is that?
That's it.
Have we done it?
Aye. That's it.
That's all I needed.
Aye. That's a head good, okay. Right, let it go now. I'll take you want something to eat around?
I'll get something here.
What? Eh?
I wouldn't want
There's
to
nothing.
spend all your
Well,
money.
what have you got here?
I don't know.
I'll feed you. Bring you, get a burger. And then we'll buy a power card.
Right.
And then I'll bring you back, I'll put the power card in for you. And tomorrow, leave your, let your place be heated. Well, what? Eh?
I wouldn't want
There's
to
nothing.
spend all your
Well,
money.
what have you got here?
I don't know.
I'll feed you. Bring you, get a burger. And then we'll buy a power card.
Right.
And then I'll bring you back, I'll put the power card in for you. And tomorrow, leave your, let your place be heated. Well, put it up on the, when we shut the door, put it up. But when you come in, put that heating on once we'll put it. That's it.
You just walk out and you're rolling down the road.
I don't know whether she could put them in. I've got a place to carry them in for.
Somewhere?
Left foot.
Who does that, Paul?
What?
This light up at the
All the
mirror.
time.
What?
Paul, you never put it off.
Well, like,
Right up there.
Light up when there's only
Forget.
time.
I know you need to stop forgetting.
Remember?
Remember.
I forget.
Remember. This is the thing that's supposed to. Wait a minute. Anyway, see this here?
Yeah.
Get yourself, or don't be daft, either get yourself or get a scarf. I'll tell you one thing. See at the winter time,
Yeah.
keep your neck well covered up. Just keep your neck covered up, son. Because we've been through it all before you. That's when we go through it. We've had the flu and all the troubles as well on the road. It takes a wee while, so we're just trying to keep ourselves right, but just up the road. Give me a chance to keep yourself. And they're called not too scrappy when it's through January and February. See, December, January and February is the winter. December, January and February. September, October, November is autumn. Although it was November. We always used to say dull November. That's we had to say dull November. And before they do all this electric heatings, everybody had coal fires in November. See how it was last night?
Yeah.
Well, mist would get like that in November, really like that. In fact, I remember one time, your granny will tell you this, I had a car and we went out one night, went out in the car, went down the town. Your granny had to go outside to walk in front of me in the street because I couldn't see because it was so thick, the mist was so thick. But now, since they changed this thing, at least it's no, that stopped all the smoke creating the rest of the thing. So wrap yourself up. Right, now, get my... So wrap yourself up. Right, now, get my... Wait, let's go and we'll do the business first. Okay, Mum. He's away, I'm going to tell him down in seats.
We're going to our bed, dear. That's where we're going. My goodness. You got all these lights out in that room. It's a very foggy night. That's the worst fog I've seen for a while.
Is it?
That's the worst fog I've seen for a while, Paul.
No, no, no.
Night, night.
See the A period, like A period is maybe March, and the B period is maybe about towards summer. And well, he went in the A period and here he failed. But that was, he just went straight ahead again and tried it the second time. And he passed the second time, and there's grade 4 there. So that was, see that was good, picked it up and that.
Mr. Spot. Oh, you shut up.
I've got something to sit on. Because we said so you got the first couple of ones, and then I had nothing to sit on.
I'll do a bit.
Second cushions and that. I'm looking properly now.
Oh, you shut up.
I can cook up stuff, completely washing up. I've got something to sit on. Because we said so you got the first couple of ones, and then I had nothing to sit on.
I'll do a bit.
Second cushions and that. Vernon hasn't had a job in years as he struggles with his mental health.
Oh, I'm shouting, I'll be about 60 odds.
This has not only left him skint, but has also contributed to his huge debts. Debts that constantly play on his mind. I don't know what to do with all those debts I've got, what's that? Worrying,
And God has already said in his word, he says it's an abomination in my eyes. It's something that just, it's like you're putting a lot of rubbish and filth in front of God. And God said this. And this is what God, this is what the Lord will say about it. Is that what I created? I created something for my glory and for man's good. And what happens? That's exactly the story of Noah. In the story of Noah, all flesh corrupted itself. And until one day God said, I'm sick. The whole place has corrupted itself. I'm going to just have to wipe it all out. And then they found there was one man, Noah. And the Bible says he found grace. And it said about Noah, he says he was perfect in his generation. So God found the one man, and because of that, he said, right, okay, build a boat and keep telling him. And you know what happened? We all know the story of Noah. But it came because they corrupted themselves, and this is what they were doing when they're doing that talk. They were shouting, oh, I see, I'm this, I'm smart. And no, they're crazy. They're corrupting themselves. They're making themselves vile. And one day, one day you'll be saying to yourself, what did I let myself deal with this for? You don't find any, you find that in other words, what they're taking what you were meant to be so smart. When you did that, you turned yourself away.
Well, they're all getting married. Elton John's married.
Aye,
Sulu's married.
Aye, but they're all, see, the point is they've all done this, but they've all corrupt. But the Bible does say that you can still get forgiven and saved. In fact, Apostle Paul writes in the Corinthians, and he writes and he talks about that. And he says, such were some of yous, but you're clean now, you're washed, you're righteous, you're sanctified. In other words, you've been rescued and taken back out again.
Do you think that's why God had AIDS or something? Yeah?
Like what?
Do you think that's why God gave them AIDS?
Well, it's
Sign of
well, that's what
a
happens.
judgment on sin.
It's not only that. Some things that you do, it's like some things that God says, don't do that. You think, I was too, and you go and do it. And then you finish up with a problem, and you think, oh, what's God did this for? And God says, I never did it. I tell you, you go and do that. And you went and done it. And now you've got a problem, and you come back to me and tell me, how have I gave you the problem? You've got the problem yourself. Because I says, don't do that, because I knew that if you go and do that, what you'll do to yourself. Now look at the mess in some parts of Africa, not only Africa, and our own country and other countries. If it was as righteous, you see what happens. There's two words, Paul. If you keep the cameraman, I don't want it. I says, don't do that, because I knew that if you go and do that, what you'll do to yourself. Now look at the mess in some parts of Africa, not only Africa, and our own country and other countries. If it was as righteous, you see what happens. There's two words, Paul. If you keep the cameraman, I don't want it.